Hi guys! So for my adapted toy, I decided to make a game that I named Fishing for Magnetic Letters. And I was at Walmart a few weeks ago when I found the magnetic letters, and I thought that it would be something really cool to change from just being intended to use on a refrigerator and instead use it in a game that could work in a school. The target population would be students grades kindergarten through 3rd grade, and the age range could be ages 5 and up. The purpose for this game is to focus on improving skills such as visual perceptual skills, the pincer grasp, handwriting skills, letter formation, hand-eye coordination, copying skills, sequencing, and fine motor skills. The type of play is cooperative play because the students playing the game would all be playing with the same goal to play the game. I found this empty box and I covered it up to make it suitable to fit the game in. And then I also found this timer from an old game. And these cards that I used, I printed off online. I typed up all the words and then added a picture that correspond with it. And this magnet came from my fridge that I attached to a piece of yarn and a pencil. To start the game, the therapist would set out all of the letters they would like to use. For this purpose, I'm only setting out a small amount, but there's a whole bag included, so the therapist could set out as many letters as they would like. And then they would explain the directions to the kids that they're working with, and if I was the first player, the timer would start, and then I would pick up my card. For me, it's the word bus. So I would use the magnetic fishing pole and look for all of the letters that are in the word bus. Also notice some of the letters aren't in the upright position. They could be tilted. After putting the letters in the right sequential order to make up the word, I would then grab my pencil and write the word the best I can. And then I would check the timer and see if there's any time left. If there is, I can pick up another card. Once the first player's timer runs out, it is then the next player's turn. And when the therapist decides that the game is over, or prior to starting the game, they can decide how many turns the players get. The player with the most cards that they wrote down wins. This game could be modified in a few different ways. First of all, the game could focus more on the visual perceptual skills and only include seeking the letters to spell the word on the card and skip the handwriting portion. New cards could be added to the game with more difficult or longer words, or the more difficult cards can be taken out of the deck prior to starting the game. The players could choose not to use the fishing pole and instead pinch the letters with their fingers to pick them up. This would still work on fine motor skills. The magnets can be placed on a magnetic board on the wall at the start of the game, and the players can stand on a balance board while it is their turn to search for the letters they need to spell the word on their card. This method does not utilize the fishing poles, but it adds balance and range of motion to the skills being focused on, as the player would have to use their core muscles to stay balanced on the board, as well as reach their arms to pick up the letters that are spread in various directions. So how does this game work on all of those skills I mentioned before? Well, first of all, the player works on visual perceptual skills while searching for the letters that they need to spell the word on the card they picked up. The player has to recognize the letter and decipher it amongst all the other letters. They then use hand-eye coordination and the pincer grasp to use the fishing pole and pick up the letters they need. The player can work on improving copying skills by looking at the letters they put in the right sequence when writing the word on the piece of paper. They could also look at the card as a reference. The child could also practice their tripod grasp with adaptive equipment while writing. Thank you so much for watching, guys.